triathlons?
When I started, we knew some bikers and stuff, and we had some bikes, and and I swam my whole life since I was about 4 years old. I was on the swim team, and my mom put us in swimming, me, my brother, and my sister, when we were about 4 years old. Then I got a bike, and I always ran when I started competing in jiu-jitsu and boxing. And so I was like, well, I do all three of these things, and now I met somebody who did some races, and my brother was like, hey, let's go do these races. So we started signing up for races. But it's a fun sport, and it keeps you motivated to stay healthy so you don't have a crappy time, you know?
You are a really healthy guy. Are you still vegan?
I'm not 100% vegan. I eat eggs, and I do weird stuff. Like I eat a little bit of fish from time to time, but I try not to. But when I train for fights, I'm pretty much on an all raw vegan diet.
Eat your vegetables.
And then what happened was I cut meat out for about a month. I'd take the fight. I'd come home and I'd eat some meat, like I had it, and then it would really mess me up because my body was not used to it. Like it wasn't like something like, oh, I hate meat, you know, or anything like that. It was like, I'm gonna cut it out for this competition, and then when I put it back on, my body was already used to not having it in there, so it didn't sit well with me. And then as I went, it happened with the dairy, the cheese and the stuff, and then I cut that out. I think if it's gonna make me feel like that, I don't even need this in my life. So I don't crave for it or nothing. I haven't since I was 18 years old.
What made you get so health conscious? Like, was that something you were always interested in, or did you one day feel like,
well, my
hey,
brother actually has been big into, he's a vegan, and he put me on the whole thing. Like, a lot of the times I stopped eating meat when I was 17, 16 to compete in jiu-jitsu and kickboxing matches and boxing matches. And I would knock it off because the fights or the matches were coming up, and I had to make weight. And my brother was like, I don't eat that because it makes me heavy and it makes me feel like crap. So I'm like, wow, well, you're not getting beat up and you're not doing
yeah.
So I'm like, when you guys sign up for a fight or a competition involved in any type of martial art, you're like, wow, the nerves come up. You're like, I'll do anything to not lose these things. I don't want to get beat up in front of nobody,
right?
You know,
yeah.
and it's gonna hurt. So what do? I'm gonna follow the leader. This guy he does pretty good. So if he don't need me, I don't need me, you know. If he runs out on a 5-mile run, I'm running on a 5-mile run. So I kind of followed the leader.
Talk to or about Nate Diaz for a while, and one name is sure to come up. Nick, the older brother who's been Nate's guide throughout his childhood, was also an influential gateway into MMA. These two share an indelible bond that has served them both in life and in their careers. Is that kind of how you grew up your whole life, like follow the leader with Nick?
Like, I didn't have a lot going for me. In high school, I was hanging out with people, and I probably shouldn't be hanging out with. I was doing stuff that was like I was doing what I was doing. Nick was doing what he was doing. He was in and out of high school from freshman to sophomore year, and then he stopped going to school, and he started training with like some Cesar Gracie guy at a Shamrock gym, and he had an objective with what he was going to do with his life. I felt like, this guy is on it. Like, he had a plan to go out and fight and do these things. And it wasn't really about money, but it was keeping him busy, and he was content with doing it. And he was doing his thing, and I was doing my thing. And when I started going to school, he was going to the gym every day. He'd be like, what are you doing? He's like, and I'm staying home with homies and stuff, you know, and like doing whatever, like wondering, what am I going to do in this life? I'm only 13 years old. So, I mean, how are you feeling like, what am I going to do in my life when you're that? People are like, you ain't gonna, you know? So I remember I got into a fight at school too, and I got suspended. And he went there because he heard I was fighting. He was like, let's go to the gym. And I was like, I'm gonna chill. And he's like, you better come to the gym with me after that performance you put on earlier at the park. I was like, man, I gotta go to the gym and work out. I was embarrassed now. Embarrassed me right into the car to the gym, you know? So I started learning the jiu-jitsu, and I was like, wow, I could already box with everybody in the front yard, but I was like, now I'm learning jiu-jitsu. And with this stuff, it don't matter how good someone can box, you're gonna run them over. So I started learning jiu-jitsu. There were people sparring after jiu-jitsu practice, and then I would spar with people, and so I'm like whooping all the jiu-jitsu guys at boxing who are jacking me up on the ground. And then when I go to box, if anybody's jacking me up boxing, I could tap them. So I was always following the leader. Yeah, he was kind of putting me like, look, he was bringing notice. He was making me notice stuff. Like he boosted my confidence and was telling me what I needed to do. And I was like, all right, let's do that. So I was like, Nick's my fearless leader, man. You know, we got a whole academy in Stockton. It's the Nick Diaz Academy. He's the one who started our whole area on the whole thing, you know. He put me on a lot of good paths.
Where do you think you would be if you didn't have Nick to follow or to look up to as an example?
in trouble. Something, I have no clue. You know, I hopped on the tracks and followed the leader, so without that, I think I was on the way to being in a lot of trouble. Not, you know, not even just, not like serious trouble, but not serious trouble. Who knows, you know? I didn't have nothing going on, nothing to look forward to, nothing motivated to do. Like, who knows what you're gonna do unless someone's telling you what you should be doing. So, and he never told me what I should be doing, but he told me what I should be doing, like subliminal type of way, you know?
Like a big brother should.
Like a big brother should, yeah.
Where are you and Nick different? Like, where do you guys differ the most in life?
We're completely different.
Like, do you listen to the same music? Do you like the same
We
kind
don't.
of
We've
things?
always disagreed on music and everything, but like, you know, that's just like personal stuff. Like, he wouldn't even put me on blast about nothing. But like at home, he's like, what the you know, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? So yeah, we're different in a lot of ways. We're similar in some ways, but yeah, I think we're got a whole nother way about just like.